and so I'm cool with that. You know, I'm blessed just to be hanging out. It's a gorgeous day, actually, in Detroit. It's going on
Really
the
is.
60s on Sunday. What do you think I'll be doing on Sunday, James?
Yeah, I'm playing the blues.
No, I'll be at the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get an old Motown guy to record one of my tunes. We'll see if it happens. I'm trying, though. It's actually kind of a romantic love song. Be done the blues kind of way. We'll see what happens, you know.
Yeah. So why'd you pick the blues? Why the blues?
Well, actually, I was playing a lot of acoustic music, you know, when I was 16, about when I started playing coffee house when I was about 16, 17, but I was trying to, you know, and hearing Dylan got me in the guitar, but when I heard something real different on the radio one day, it was a summer night, I remember that. I think it was August, hot summer night, and I had the radio on the front porch, and I didn't know what it was, but I said, whatever this stuff is, I was crazy about it. I said, just had a blues tune by B.B. King. From that point on, I just said I got to be a blues man. I immediately, literally, fell in love with the music, and I said I got to learn how to play this stuff. It's so beautiful. I never heard anything that touched my heart as much. So I have a reverence for it. You know, playing blues is it's like going to church in a beautiful way and sharing it with people. You know, sharing the love and feelings. Back in the 60s, because I grew up in Detroit, went to Mumford, 67, 68, they used to have these shoe stores called cancellation shoe stores where the brothers get all these real cool shoes. And I think I stopped there a couple times. They don't have them anymore, but you can see about 3 or 4 on the way downtown. And, you know, being a little bit crazy when I was 16, I'd be and my buddies, we tried to hit the burlesque shows, and they let us in. That was like, you know, I was like a kid going to Disneyland. These girls taking their clothes off. My God, it was like, this is beautiful. Thank you, God.
So the current incarnation is the Jeff Maylin band that
yeah.
you got. You want to talk a little bit about the Jeff Maylin band?
Well, I got Daryl Lee on bass. I got Stuart Bloom on the rhythm guitar, and I got Jeremy Knaus on drums, and it's a really great rhythm section, and I got good feelings about it. Bars we played at, where we played, there's a Magic, and they're giving me the pocket, but they're driving the pocket really good. I like driving the pocket, putting all the passion in wherever, and so as a lead guitarist, if you got that rhythm section, Billy D. Warren said, Jeff, you're only as strong as the guys up there with you. You know, and he's exactly right. I learned more about blues from Billy D. Warren than anybody else. I told him when he was doing a gig at the New Way, his girlfriend, Ferndale's girlfriend Nancy, came in and saw this article where I said Billy D. Warren, I consider him the greatest blues man in the world, and I think he was. And to me anyway, he was a master of the slow blues, and he played with tons of feeling, which really gave me a gift of osmosis. So if I could be half the player he was, maybe I've done something in my life. Now, you know, we're getting closer to Grand Boulevard. I'm going to try to take us to a location which one could call the remnants of the old Detroit blues scene before I was born, which is around Hastings Street. We're going to try to catch it off Grand Boulevard.
Now, John Lee Hooker made that street famous in his tune Boogie Chillin'. Why was Hastings Street so important to the Detroit blues scene?
Well, I know it was Detroit's version of Chicago. We didn't have as many bars. Of course, I know a lot of the brothers by talking to them. They hung out with the guys in Chicago, but we just didn't have all the bars, and Detroit never became as cosmopolitan, but we had just as much talent in Detroit. And I guess, you know, not just a white boy talking about stuff, what do I know, but anyway, like I say, there was a whole community around that Hastings Street area and going east from there, and exact history, but I know if you got a community where there's bars and people hanging out, good vibe, it's a nice place to be. And it was Detroit. And I remember, I think it was Clarence or Curtis. Let's see if that truck moves out of the friggin' way. That was breathtaking up in Western James. I want to get me a soft thought car wash. Can't wait to do that. Wow. Here's a Family Dollar. Like I said, we ought to be hitting the dollar stores. Now, if the dollar stores are like that, they're making money. You can imagine how they market all this stuff like Stratocasters. Just give me a $100 guitar. You know, it's halfway plastic pickups and a nice little 99 guitar amp. I'm trying to make it talk. You know, I don't need a lot. I'm nobody. What do I need? You know, that cowboy and that West Indies. Who are you? I'm nobody.
So now, who's your biggest influence?
I don't know. I have to say Willie D. Warren, John Lee Hooker. It's a compilation of all these guys.
Hendrix, Stevie
Ray, Hendrix, Jeff Beck, B.B. King, Albert Collins. I always tried to get something from. I never wanted to become a copyist. There are guys who are artists at being copyists, and they're great mechanics, but I probably don't have their intelligence, so I just wanted to develop my own style. Here we are at Grand Boulevard. Let's see if I can copyright and come back around. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, James 86 is running real well. I guess I didn't go to med school, but I'll be okay. You know that.
I hope so.
Yeah. Told my mom there's still a chance I can do that. Give her a sense of hope, you know that.
How's Jeff doing spiritually these days?
Actually a lot better. I try to be thankful and grateful for being on the planet and having a chance to hang out. It's all about humility, and the more I have humility, the more I can be a decent human being and appreciate everything and everybody around me. It's all a gift. Just the fact that I could be hanging out in my 86 van talking with you guys. Great man sitting back there, my man Brandon and you, James. And, I have eyesight. I can use my hands. I have the luxury of complaining about stuff. That's a blessing.
And you're a very gifted musician.
Well, I try. I'm just glad to be part of something, and if I can do something people feel, and that's a great thing,
Now, has the style you've played changed over the years?
I think it's gone through changes. I always felt I wanted to have my own style and put my own signature on something. Like I said, I could never be a copyist, but I would always. They say artists steal from each other, but you could say, well, or borrow. But you could also say influence. Maybe that sounds morally better, but. I would look at all the guys, like I said, like John Lee Hooker, or Willie D. Warren, or Bobo Jenkins, or Hendrix, or Albert King, getting different elements of their style, or their feel, or their approach to the blues, and doing my own thing with it. An artist would have different colors to work with. So I pay homage to them, and reverence to them on that level, because it's part of my art, which I can say in my own way. Cass and John R. There'll be a lot of whorehouses down here, that. I never participated in anything unlawful like that, being a nice Jewish boy, that. Never played for motorcycle clubs. I was thinking about going to med school, that too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how do the women treat you on a different note?
Well, I grew up, I'm just like a male ladybug. I grew up with 4 women, and so I'm enamored with women, and I've been fortunate enough to have been involved with some very beautiful women, and beautiful woman who treats you right is like a beautiful blues song, and I don't even know if you can separate this. We're passing Bowie, we're trying to get us to Hastings Street, because I think part of the old Davison Freeway, which was one of the first freeways, I think part of it's still around. see down there and see what we can find. St. Antoine. Put the right turn signal on. There's Oakland. I think we're getting close. Unless we passed it. I can see a street sign here, and guess what? I think that was Hastings. I know it was. So let's see if I can turn back around and get it. Gosh, yeah, I think I can get the service drive and get to it. Let's see. I know that was it. Didn't have a street sign, but I recognize part of that old overpass. See that old kind of gray mustiness? That was part of the Davis. I hung out on 18th Street just to get the vibes before. See if we can get it. I think we're okay. Seems to be a bunch of prostitution on John Menard, you know, right near Wayne State. I went there back in '69. That was special, you know. Time I grabbed the tire from down here. 16, put it in my bed. My mother said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I like it," but I always kind of, you know, I was always kind of seen myself here. This is part of the old Davidson thing. Guess what? Let's see. Isn't this kind of cool? Isn't there a beauty about this? This has got to be Hastings Street. On a cop a left turn. They don't even want to have the Hastings Street sign. I'm going to park the car a second. Is that okay?
Sure.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to do a turnaround and cruise down Hastings. Let's see if we didn't miss stuff here, but I'm pretty sure that's Hastings. Looks a little bit like Chicago, you know, ghettos of Chicago. Okay, I'll do a turnaround. No, I won't do that. I'll do it legally. We don't want, you know, boys in blue coming and messing with us. You know, I'm a white boy in 86. That's really, I'm just chain smoking cigarettes. I'm living a clean lifestyle, you know that.
Anything you want your viewers to know, man, about the blues?
They ought to give it a listen and check it out. It's a beautiful kind of music. And, kind of funny that they took down the street sign. Let's see if we see any street sign that says Hastings Street. As if they want to hide the truth of what they wrecked. You see all the old stuff, overpass, old Davidson overpass. I want to see if we can see the Hastings sign. It's one of the last remnants of the blues where there was actual blues played, you know. Yeah, John Lee Hooker played at a place called Henry's Swing Club, which is around this area. But there's a whole community around here. You know, everybody in Detroit, we always were hoping that we were always idealists. Like I said, I'm going to go one more street down. I know it's Hastings Street. You know, the fact that they can't even, you know, leave the sign up. Maybe some old blues guys could decide. I couldn't blame them.
Oh, they put an incinerator up down here, though.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good to be able to breathe really good, you know. Yeah. Well, we'll do a little turnaround. But God's honest truth, my man, that's Hastings Street. Yeah, let's erase the history like it never existed, you know. God forbid they should even, you know, they had B.B. King on the music awards show, and my man John Mayer was awesome. But, you know, God forbid they have like a blues category, because, you know, it's not a corporate wonderful friggin' thing. Let me grab one of my cigarettes. That's fine. Still trying to find the Hastings Street sign, you know. But yeah, it's breathtaking what modern society can be, you know. But there's something beautiful about this, because from that
Wreckage.
just from the wreckage and the ashes, Detroit, just like Liverpool, was a breeding ground for great artists, you know, and you know, to see beyond what is, but you know, come up from the ashes, kind of like Jesus. Do something like Hooker did, which touched the whole world. you know, we got to make money, you know.
Right.
I'm just hoping they got the Hastings street sign.
I'm not seeing one, man.
Yeah, some guy in town opened some bar out here. I'm not going to mention his name, but you know, it's not, and he's trying it his own way. But you know, the guy ripped me off. I won't mention names. I'm just another blues guy that I got ripped off. That was Hastings Street. They took the name away, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just Detroit blues history, you know. What does that matter? You know, it's not corporately a good thing to do that, you know.
A corporately good thing?
Yeah, you know, of course, blues and gospel are closely related, and
Here's the Fisher Building.
yeah, that's where I'll show you a street. My boy Eminem. And I like the rappers. I tell people, not that I'm anybody, you know, he did the modern version of me and some other white boys did for years. I never got a record contract, but I think we're right around JLB or one of those radio places, but I'm glad for his good fortune.
Speaking of corporations, there's
Let's turn down
Cadillac
here.
Center. All right.
Yeah, we'll cruise down to the Attic Bar. We'll take the vicarious way.